So I went through great lengths studying because I just knew that somewhere in scripture it had to say that a man could only have one wife. I couldn't find anything expressly saying that a man could only have one wife. I saw things that might imply, but then again, I also found the same thing for polygamy, things that would indicate and might imply that a man could have more than one wife. All right, I started looking for pro-poly arguments just to see if I could argue against them. And really, the really strong ones that I found, I could not argue against. And I listened to the reason why these women wanted another wife in their family. It was just very interesting and refreshing to see such a level of loyalty and sisterhood amongst women, which in our current modern society, we don't really have a lot of. I realized that in my own household, there was a lack. And so that's why I'm like, well, okay, I would like to have a woman around all the time. I would like to have a woman around the house who knows me. I would like somebody to share the cooking with, share the grocery shopping with, share the taking care of the children and all that kind of stuff, and just be really close with each other in a sister-like way. And so I saw the benefits of polygamy.
Because it's natural. But I want to say shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Knows in the gospel, broad, living understanding of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. As you see this young woman here, just like most typical Israelite women or Western-minded women, when you tell them that polygamy or polygyny, because that's really how it's pronounced, you tell them that polygamy is of biblical teaching, then they seem to have a problem with it. Because, for one thing, when you're a Christian, Christians do not promote or teach polygamy. Okay, they teach you the typical Baptist Roman Catholic marriage, one man, one wife, happy life, happy wife, happy life. All that bullshit, right? But in the scriptures, in the ancient world, was not so. Okay, you had men of particular value and substance that, that had sovereignty and independence, that was able to court more than one wife because they had the means to do so. Like the bigger the wealth, the bigger the responsibility, the more people you need to harness a family. Like marriage is really a business transaction. Okay, it's a contract between the Most High and the man and the woman. Okay, that she will serve the man, and in retrospect, he would not disannul her raiment as long as she's doing the right thing. Now, fast forward today, you got hoes, pimps, prostitutes, sluts, whatever you name them, and they all seem to be deriving from a particular mispoint of how they feel about polygamy. Because in 1 second you will have a woman that's a whore, that's a slut, and they get down with other women, but yet if the man takes on another woman, therefore she's offended by it. And the reason being is because the witchcraft that Esau has put upon our woman. You heard what this young lady said. She said she was trying to find groups that she can argue against, and she searched the Bible tooth and nail just to justify her monogamous reason. But monogamy came intact through the concept of what they called the Roman Empire. Okay, I believe the Greeks had some form of it, but I mean, mainly it was established during the Roman Empire because it was about population control. And a lot of those Caesars, they dealt with men. Okay, so they feel like, well, look, if we can limit the man from spreading the seed, then, we could control everything, because it's about control. And it's not natural, okay? Monogamy is not natural, which mono goes into one, gamy goes into like a partner, one partner, okay? And that's just not how things work. And as we're coming into the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of this truth, you have a lot of women that can't seem to get with this. Okay, they can agree with everything else in the Bible, but when it comes to you taking on another wife, then that's when the demon comes out. And like we've always said it, the apostles said it first. They said, if you want to know if your woman is really down for you or if she's really in the truth, ask her to bring you another wife and see what she says. She's going to bug out. And clearly, this is what they do. Okay, because like this young lady said, she said, look, having a family, you may say if a man had 3 wives, he can father 6 different kids Or he can father 9 kids, 3 apiece from the women, man. 3 kids apiece from each woman, and they can all pitch in and help each other and take the slack off. Okay, but in retrospect, you can see the hurt on her face. She still don't want to deal with it. But see, anything that Keisha can do to take the twist of word and make things benefit her, she's willing to do it even if it's not from a righteous intent. Because you can see on her face that she's cut, she's hurt, but she's bowing down and she has to deal with it because this is how things is getting ready to be. You know, and also polygamy is not meant for you women to sit on your ass and let the other woman take up your slack. Because what I'm finding out too is that a lot of these women, they don't mind you having another wife just so they can sit around and be pampered all day. That's not how this thing works. Okay, you gonna work and you gonna do what's required of you. All right. So let's see. According to the scriptures, I believe Gideon had like 70 sons, all by different women. Okay, now you ask yourself, that's a lot of kids for one man. Well, yeah, it is, but the thing of it is he dealt with multiple women. And you can't show me nowhere in the Bible that dealing with more than one woman is a sin. And we know that this cuts and this hurts and this tears you American women up inside. But you know what? We don't really give a shit at this point because, you know, we coming to now that kingdoms are getting ready to, this kingdom is getting ready to fall. And the transition of power is getting ready to be given to the men of the Lord. And you women that's in our lives, you either going to have to get with it or you can get lost. Because there will be women that will come up and try to deal with brothers based on the fact of Isaiah 4:1, which is all through the spirit. But it's going to be a vetting process. Okay, you ain't coming into the child line because you look good. You got some pretty hands, pretty feet. You got some good hair. Nah, man. You got to prove your worth. Just like you've been sticking it to men for the last 70 years. How men have to wine and dine you and prove that he's capable of your ratchetness. Because most of you women dealt with over 15 men anyway. But a man has to come and be qualified to deal with trash. So now the shoe is getting ready to change the other foot. And you going to have to come with something. What can you offer? Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you sew? Do you know how to shut up? Okay, X, Y, and Z. You know, and you're going to realize that when you're in your righteous order, things will flow smoothly because technically speaking, you should have a woman that's helping her with cooking. One that's cleaning. One that's, you know, getting some type of income in. You bringing income in. And then it's a whole family dynamic, man. Okay, there's no slacking. It's a business. But yet the black woman will go to work and work for an Edomite boss that hired 10, 15 other women that he's freaking off with. And she'll be number 16 he's freaking off with. And she won't give a damn. But come home to her husband, oh, nah, nigga, you can't take another wife. Like, well, I can do the fuck I want to do. Because it's not wicked and it's not a sin. Okay, so let's look this up real quick. It says Gideon had 70 sons from many women. Okay, and he took his wives. He also had Shechemite concubine who bore him a son, whom he named Amalek, which means my father is king. Okay, which is Abu Malak. Okay, Malak in the Hebrew is king. Father Abba is Abba Malak. All right, where there's peace for Israel for 40 years during the life of Gideon. Okay, now thing of it is, where's the sin in that? Okay, also with King David. He had, I think, like 8 wives and like concubines. How many? David had 8 wives, but how many concubines did David have? Did King David have? And he's gonna give us a depiction. Yep, I know he had 8 wives. All right, so it says, how many concubines did King David have? He had 8 wives, and they give a few names. He had 18 plus children. Let's have me hold on, let me find him real quick. I don't really tell us the concubines, but we know he had 8 wives. Okay, it says, have you ever wondered how many wives David had? And the scripture said that he was a man after the Most High's own heart. So where's the sin in that? Okay, for one thing, let's just take the Bible out of it and just look at nature. Okay, look at nature and look at the way that the man's structure is built. Okay, a man can love more than one woman. Okay, all that bullshit about my woman, this and that. You feel bad because you have another wife. That's American thinking, man. That's what the madness America has put on you men. You know how like when you have a wife at home and things ain't going well, or you dipping off with your side woman, with your other chick, feel some type of way, that's because that's these punk ass emotion that's been putting on you. But in the ancient world, man, men oftentimes didn't really feel no type of way. I'm going to my other wife's house and bam, that's what it is. And there was always jealousy there. But see, this is why the women had to be tamed and controlled and led to tame those emotions, because there will be jealousy. Just like Sarah and what was it? I believe Sarah and Tamar. Okay, I believe was it? I believe it was Tamar, if I'm not mistaken. But let me double check that. Ishmael's mother, Hagar, Salaki, not Tamar. Fuck, I get Tamar. Hagar, right? Sarah and Hagar. That was some type of animosity or jealousy there. But overall, Abraham sent Hagar away with the heathen son, which is Ishmael, because it was a representation of the Most High dealing specifically with the seed of Jacob for deliverance, man. And you can read about that in Galatians, I believe the 4th chapter. Okay, about the bondwoman and the free woman. But nonetheless, it wasn't a sin for Abraham to have another woman. Okay, just to put that out there. Though there would be jealousy, but hey, you women, you just gonna have to fucking get with it. All right, just because you're jealous and they don't get that ain't our problem. Just because you jealous, are we supposed to feel some type of way because we're doing what the Most High told us we can do? And scientifically proven, they said 30 men can impregnate every woman on the planet Earth. So that tells you something. Man ain't just supposed to be subjugated to just one woman. That shit is boring, it's out of order, and it don't make any sense. And we're not telling you brothers out there to go just pick up multiple women, because it is an order on how you do it. Okay? If you have a wife and you please to deal with her and you know you cool with just dealing with only her, then that's fine. Okay? I mean, we're not knocking that. I mean, dealing with one woman, it will be a wise thing to just deal with one woman in this society. But they don't like that because the fact that you can do that, you can deal with another woman. They don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you got you a side wife or a concubine, then hey, that's your business. And if she gets mad at it, hey, that's her problem. You shouldn't have to suffer because of the wicked emotions that has been placed on her through the fucked up teaching of this kingdom. That's not your problem, and she has to come out of that, man. And knowing that she can't be selfish and that you don't belong to her, but she belongs to you. And when she understands the role and how things work, things can go smoothly, man. But our women are difficult. All right, so I'm just getting a couple of precepts here. I'm just getting little points. It says, David also took Ahinoam of Jezreel, and they were also, both of them, his wives. Okay? 1 Samuel 27:3, it says, and David dwelt with Ashagath and his men, every one man with his household, even David with his 2 wives. Okay? When did the Most High ever punish David for having more than one woman? Never. Okay, now he did punish him for sleeping with Bathsheba, which is the mother of Solomon, which was the woman of Uriah the Hittite. And David got judged for that, but ultimately that was through the Spirit. He even said, well, look, I would have given you more women if that was the case. Okay, so hey, David's offense wasn't dealing with multiple women. And it said he was a man after the Lord's own heart. So it says, David and his 2 wives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess and Abigail the Carmelitess, Nabal's wife, because Nabal was wicked. Okay, when the Lord put him to death, then David got his wife. Okay, and it says, so David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives. Okay. 1 Samuel 30:18, it says, and David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives, man. You see? And then you got the black woman, she's going to say, well, that was talking about then, y'all can't do that now. Wait a minute. The Most High said, I change not. Just because men change and they change the rules doesn't mean that the Most High has changed. Okay, because naturally men can impregnate, like, let's just say, look at Noah's 3 sons, right? Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and their women. You think that the world came about with 8+ billion people with just man dealing with just one woman every 9 months? We'd still be in population mode if that was the case, man. One man getting his wife pregnant every 9 months. Where's the fun and glory in that? You gotta wait another, I think with a woman, her dirty cycle was like, 30 days to be detached. But in this world, they tell you that you can't have sex with your woman for like 6 weeks. So that's a whole month and a half before you're able to get your shit off again. And us as men, we have an often need to get our rocks off, man. Okay? Because, the high testosterone. So having one wife in this kingdom is really not profitable. Though it's not expedient to have more than one wife. But I see why men are stepping out and dealing with other women on the side. Not because they don't love the woman they with, but it's because it's in their nature to do so. And women can't understand the fact that that is in the man's nature, that he's going to look and he's going to deal with other women, period. Okay? And it's so fucked up because in this society, they call it polyamory, which you have more than one, it's a woman with more than one dude. You know what I'm saying? And she's fucking on everybody, which is complete confusion. That's off. Polyamory. And you got a lot of black women that's into that poly shit, man. That's confusion, man. You know, then Esau, he legalizes whoredom. Like a woman can go and sleep with as many dudes as he want, but a man can, quote unquote, legally marry two wives on this side in his kingdom, which is total madness. When you go to Saudi Arabia or those Arab-led nations, they can have as many wives as they can afford, man. Okay? So this is the book of 1 Kings 11, and I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, "But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, you shall not go into them, neither shall they come into you. For surely they would turn away your heart after their powers. But Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart." And that was the offense. Okay, not the fact that he dealt with more than one woman, okay, because we just read that Gideon had 70 sons by many different women. You see? So the offense was them giving over King Solomon's heart over to their gods, their idols, which was the offense. Not because he was sticking and moving. No, bro, that's not it. You know, so you women, man, y'all better get y'all shit together and get out your feelings over this, man, because this is coming back in a big way. All right? This is coming back in a big way, and hey, we don't really give a damn how you feel about it, you know, and it's not to be rude or disrespectful, but we're just breaking down the nature of men. Okay, like look at a lion. Okay, a lion in his pride, usually one lion, male lion, he have at least 4, 5, 6 lionesses around him, sometimes more. You know, when they want to get it in, they start gnawing on his nuts, you know, all right, my turn. And when he's doing his thing with his one lioness, then the other ones, they sit back, they chill out. And then when he's ready to procreate, then he goes and deal with the other ones. Okay, that's just how it is. None of this madness that y'all talking, man. Oh, well, you can't deal with one. That's slavery, man. And this is why men are all deprived. You know. This is the book of 2 Samuel 5, and I'm gonna start at verses. Yeah, let's start at verses 13. "And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem, after he was come from Hebron, and there was yet sons and daughters born in King David." Okay. So that's the point. And these are all his kids. Look, it says, "These be the name of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shemur, Shobab, Nathan, Solomon, Ibhar, Elishua, Nepeg, Japhia, Elishama, Eladah, and Eliphet. But when the Philistines heard that they had anointed David king over Israel, the Philistines came up to seek David, and David heard of it and went down to the hole." But the point about it is he had many women. All right, you women got to get out of that jealous spirit, okay? Because it's not going to profit you in the days we're getting ready to enter into. All right, let me get another precept. Because this is grievous, man. Like when you out in public and you got a woman that wants to accuse you, accuse you of everything, like just under the sun. Here can be a waiter giving you an order, and all of a sudden a woman, she's so entitled and so empowered to the point she can speak down to you. Like, what you looking at that bitch for? Like, well, for one thing, watch your mouth. Second of all, if I wanted her, then I can have her if I wanted her. You ain't got nothing to say. But see, Esau gives these demons power to run their goddamn gums, man. You know, you can't chin check them because, hey, David put Saul's daughter Michal away for less, just for talking shit. Because he was out there dancing, celebrating the victory, and then she was talking shit. And then David was like, you know what, I'm going to put you away and you're going to die childless. And that's a big fear for most women. For women that's in their right mind, that actually want kids, she died childless. Because in the ancient world, it was almost like a disgrace if a woman couldn't bear seed. Okay, like I went to see that movie Napoleon, man. And he was, his wife was basically, she was used goods, man. And basically he was like, if you don't give me a kid tonight, I'm going to initiate the divorce. You know, the movie was pretty good. Your brother should check out the Napoleon, man. It's pretty good. It was on point. You know, he was a weirdo, but what Edomite ain't? But Sirach 26, and I'm gonna start at verses 6. It says here, but a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and that's Keisha, man. I mean, I've seen videos of women making men sleep on the couch, all because they're offended, and the man, you know, his ex-girl, his ex-wife, and oftentimes, man, you know, men, they have a wife and they got an ex-chick on the side, and it ain't going good. They link up and they come against this guy, man. This is why you brothers, man, it's wise to be careful. You know, like I said, if you got a decent woman at the crib, then, you know, just deal with her. You know, just deal with her and leave down the confusion. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dealing with just one woman on his side. And I want to reiterate that. But see, they have an issue with us being able to deal with more than one. And that's just in our nature, man, okay? Just naturally in the man's DNA to have multiple women, okay? Like, you're dealing with one woman, after a while, the shit gets stale. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually you got to take a break, a hiatus, just to get the attraction back. You know? In the kingdom, it ain't going to be so. In the kingdom, we're going to have a variety of women. And it says here, but grief and heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicated with all, okay? And an evil wife is shaken to and fro, and he that have hold of her as though he had a scorpion, bro. And that's the whole thing, okay? Like, when you have a woman that's extremely jealous, which is majority of these women in the West, they feel entitled to your company, to your presence, and they feel entitled specifically or exclusively to your love, man. And a man's love is never supposed to have been exclusively for one woman. Okay, they don't understand that, but yet they feel some type of way when you're dealing with your other wife. They act like you just gonna cast him in a ditch or leave him for another woman. No, it's wicked to leave your wife for another woman, man. Okay, now if she's acting a knucklehead, then hey, it is what it is. Get rid of her. But if she pleased the daughter with you and you got another wife that's cool with it, then hey, you know, you don't leave your main wife for your other wife. Nah, you know, you deal with them both. The scriptures say, you know, you got to give them due benevolence. And she needs to understand, like, well, look, baby, I'm going to be here for 2 days and then I'm going to come kick it with you for 2 days. But as by us being in a time of things happening, we ain't really going to have time to kick it with our wives, man. As the scriptures say, those that have wives be as though they have none. So even then, you know, limiting your time being around these women, you know, we got to really master that through the spirit, because if you allow it, a woman will take up all your time, man. Okay, she don't give a fuck about your purpose. Her purpose is to conquer you. And you got to set the ground rules, man. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 4:1, I'm going to bring it out. This is in the New Living Testament. It says, so in that day, so few men would be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. And they're going to be fighting over men in the Lord, not some fucking simped out clown. It says, we will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so that we won't be mocked as old maids, man. Okay? And that's the point. These women are going to be saved strictly for childbearing purposes. So in the times coming, some brothers will have the luxury of dealing with Isaiah 4:1. Okay? And you women that have a problem with it, that's in the lives of the men in the Lord, you better make the adjustments quick. You better look up the benefits of polygamy, and you better get in quick, because I'm going to tell you like this. Trust me, being without him will be worse than being with him in his 4, 5, 6. How many other wives the Most High sent to him? Being without his presence and his protection, when this place is going to literally become a circus, a freak show, you be right off being with him and falling in line versus going out there and being raped by. What you want to do? Be raped by 20 different men at once, or be around your man with your sister wives, man? I mean, I know if I was a woman, I know option B sounds way more enticing than option A. But these women are so proud, they're willing to go and be detached from their power source and their protection just out of pride, man, and entitlement. You know what I'm saying? I've been told that, oh, well, you know, I'd rather die before I let that happen. Well, for one thing, you have no control over what a man does. So, hey, if you die, that's on your that's your dumb ass. Okay, say less. That ain't my problem. You chose to walk from my... That's just like me getting mad because the Most High is dealing with 144 prophets. If I'm the 144,000 prophet, but I'm mad because the Lord is dealing with the whole 143,000, man, that's stupidity. The Lord loves us all, man. There's levels to it, but the Lord loves us all, man, and he's blessing us all. I just want to be under his umbrella and be protected. I just want to be under the shadow of his wing. That's all I care. I don't care if it was 244,000. I could be the last foe in that 144,000. As long as I make it in that month, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the attitude that you should have to have. You're supposed to be competing in righteousness to be chosen by your man. And oftentimes they do that because the woman wants to feel special and she wants to feel chosen. But if he's dealing with you and her, you are chosen. Okay, and that's just what it is. But anyway, it's enough of that. Giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And with that, Shalom.